Hi, Raul. Nice to see you've sent another set of essays. Let's take a look at what you did in this set here. The first is a letter to Albion. Let me see just a moment. Okay, fine. So, dear examination committee team, the reason for this letter is to give sake for my absented in math exam. First of all, I would like to apologize for the inconvenience that I caused for my non-appearance to the quiz. The main explanation for my behavior is that I was presenting different symptoms like headache, stomachache, dizziness, and blurred vision. For that reason, I had gone to the doctor and spent all the day in emergency. Fortunately, right now I am better. The doctor gave me a prescription that I attached to this letter to justify my absence. If I have the possibility to schedule the exam, that will be great, and I'm open to any time. Otherwise, I would like to talk about the possibility to do extra points, such as extra homework, write an essay, or so on. Sincerely, Raul Flores. All right, so, and then you give your ID number. Great, okay. Let's take a look. Okay. There we go. All right. So here, where do I start? There are a number of problems, Raul, with this letter. The first problem that I see is with your grammar. There are a lot of grammatical mistakes. I didn't correct them. I wanted to read the whole thing through before I actually went into any details. So that's the first problem, grammatical errors. And I'll go through the letter with you so that you can see what they are. The second problem is with your opening and with your closing. They're both wrong. Why? Because here you're supposed to have a comma, not a full stop. Here you're supposed to have a comma, and then your name is supposed to go underneath. Okay? No full stop. The other problem is that you didn't really name who they are. You don't know the name of the person you're writing to. So a more appropriate sign-off would have been yours faithfully rather than sincerely, all right? When we don't know the name of the person we're writing to, we end our letter yours faithfully, okay? So the next problem is the fact that you decided to put your student ID here. That's not such a great idea because essentially they stop with a word count right here. So before the sign off is where the word count. That's why I highlighted this. This is the number of words that the examiner will count. Just so that you know, it's 137. So it's under length. It's supposed to be at least 150 words. So this is a problem as well. This will absolutely lower your task achievement score. Okay, no question about it. So right now, I've already pinpointed a number of problems, okay? The opening, the closing, the fact that you wrote this here, it did not belong here. It should have been, it was a bullet. It had a whole bullet for how you identify yourself. All right, so let's talk about that too. And this is the biggest problem for me. It was underdeveloped because you didn't tackle some of the bullets. Specifically, you didn't tackle the full one, okay? You were supposed to identify yourself. You're supposed to write your name, your student ID, and your case number. You only wrote this. You didn't identify yourself anywhere, all right? This is not identification. It's just your sign-off. So you were supposed to identify yourself. You were supposed to give your student ID number in a full sentence. All of these should have been full sentences. And the case number. Not doing even one of these things is going to really drop your score down. So unfortunately, because of the word length being under length, because you missed one of the bullets, this is going to drop your score down really far lower than you could possibly want, okay? I can tell you that for sure. So those are the really big, serious problems for me, and those are the problems that you can easily correct. You absolutely have to make sure that you cover the bullets and you cover them fully, each one. The good news is that you did it here, and I was very happy to see that because this is the place where most people miss out and they only write one suggestion. You wrote about multiple suggestions, so that was great. That's the part that most people mess up on, and you didn't, so I was really happy about that. But now I want to look through the letter again, and I want to talk about your grammar a little bit, okay? So, I don't like the reason for this letter is. It's very abrupt, and I would like to start it maybe a little more eloquently. So instead, why don't we say something like, I'm writing in response to your letter requesting the reason for my absence from the recent math exam on October 22nd, okay? I would like to apologize for the inconvenience that I caused as a result of my non-appearance at the exam. It's not a quiz, okay? The main explanation for my behavior is that I was presenting different symptoms, including, not like, but including. Okay, this was fine. And then for that reason, I went to the doctor. It feels much more natural than I had gone. And spent. I went and I spent with a T the whole day, not all the day, the whole day in emergency or in, yeah, that's fine. Full stop here. There's no reason to look at how long the sentence is, all right? So put a full stop right here and then capital fortunately. Fortunately, I am better now. Not right now, but this is still, I don't like it. It's a little awkward. So fortunately, I am better now. And the doctor has given me a prescription that well, why a prescription? A prescription wouldn't explain why you're absent. You need some sort of a doctor's note. A prescription is just saying what kind of medicine you should take. So this is really the wrong word. The doctor gave me a note that I attached to this letter to justify my absence. And this felt a little too conversational to me. So if I have the possibility to reschedule the exam, that would be ideal, or I would appreciate it. And I am open to any time. Otherwise, I would like to talk about the possibility to do not to do extra points, but to, how about this? I would like to talk about the possibility of fulfilling the requirement through extra homework and essay or so on. That would be okay. All right, so I hope you get the idea of what the problems were in this letter. I hope you understand how serious it is to, number one, be under word length, and also to not fulfill the bullets, okay? Those are pretty big problems. So see what you can do about them. And now let's look at this one about technology making us more social. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether technology, without the please, has made man more social. This essay will discuss both opinions, using examples from the Mexican government and this university to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, where is your opinion? They've asked you very directly to what extent do you agree with this. So you have to answer it, okay? You have to say to what extent. So on the one hand, I think this, however, I also think this. So it's something where you address it, and that has to be in your introduction. All right, let's move on. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that technology has changed a lot of routines, and manual activities to automatic procedures. And one of them is socialization, okay? Or socializing, it would even be a better word here. The main reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the time we spend contacting others. All right, I don't understand this. You say it's twofold, and then you only go on to say one thing. So it's a little bizarre. Why don't we try this a little differently? One of the reasons behind this is the time we spend contacting others. That makes a little more sense, okay? For example, before telephones, when somebody wanted to go outside with friends, that individual needed, ED, to go and search in person for each one of their respective, I don't know what that means, respective frequent places? That doesn't make sense. Now, without the K, now with telephones, all a person needs is just a ring. All right, so what does that mean? How does that make us less social? Theoretically, that should make us more social. No? So explain to me how this makes us less social. It's not clear. All right, so secondly, some functions were upgraded like mails. No, that doesn't work. Some functions were upgraded like email. Full stop. New word. Before email, someone could use the postal mail service to send a letter. Probably the addressee will receive the letter in a few days or months, depending on the quality of the service paid in actual days. With the invention of electronic mail, all we need is a mail address from the person we want to write, and when the individual send the correspondence via electronic mail service like Yahoo or Gmail, in a few seconds the receiver will acquire the email. It must not be forgotten that although the improvement of the way we socialize is thankful to the technology, some people prefer to spend a lot of time by begin screen. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that although the impact of technology to have a contact with others in our life, the old-fashioned methods will always exist whenever. All right. I'm very confused here. So check it out. I don't know where you're going with this paragraph. This whole time I thought you were talking about how this is a negative thing, okay? And that, I don't know why. I mean, but I've read this whole paragraph thinking that you're talking to me about how technology has made us less social. And it appears that, I think, at least, you're telling me that it's made man more social. But this is really confusing because you've never said it, okay? You've never said it anywhere that this is a good thing, that it's made us more social. And so the point is that I have no idea what the central idea of your paragraph is. I really don't. So even the way you phrased it, you never said that now with telephones, all we need is just a ring. And that that's a good thing because we can talk to more people, we can be more social. I mean, it's just very, very vague, and I have no idea what your central idea is. Now, additionally, I stopped correcting your grammar because I was trying to figure out your meaning when I realized that I didn't understand your meaning. So let's go back. Where was I? It was somewhere around here. The addressee, probably, no, get rid of probably. So, secondly, some functions were upgraded, like email, full stop. Before email, someone could use the postal service to send a letter, and the addressee would receive the letter in a few days or months, depending on the quality of the service, full stop. Depending on the quality of the service in actual days, full stop. With the invention of electronic mail, all we need is the email address from the person we want to write, and when the individual sends the correspondence via electronic mail service like Yahoo or Gmail, in a few seconds, the receiver will acquire the email. All right, and what does that mean? That this is great, this is positive, this is quick, this makes people be able to communicate much faster, and you don't have to wait so long. So you have to go a little further into detail about how this is a positive thing. It makes man more social. You have to bring this idea here. It must not be forgotten that although the improvement in the way we socialize is a result of technology, some people, this is not helpful. If you're talking about the positives of this, this is not where you want to write this. So this whole sentence needs to go. All right, it's not helping your argument, and now you're talking about how this is bad. Well, yeah, all of this is great, all this is wonderful, but now we're behind a screen. This book does not belong here. Therefore, it is conclusively, is the word you want, clear that although the impact of technology, let's see, therefore it is conclusively clear that the impact of technology has helped us have contact with others in our life. That's not what you're trying to say, the old-fashioned methods will exist. That's not what we're talking about. We don't care about the old-fashioned methods. We're talking about technology and how it helps us make us more social. So that's what you should be concluding here. All right, let's move on. On the other hand, although new ways to communicate impact our life, we need to control the use of these methods, THESE. This is largely because humanity, without the, is abusing the use of inventions. I don't know what this means at all. The using of invents to permit to be friendly but passing the time, begin and monitor like a computer or cell phone, and we are forgotten to enjoy, occupy our time with others front to front. All right, everything here is wrong. I think I know what you're trying to say, but an examiner would not take the time to try to decipher meaning from this. An examiner would look at this and say that this is absolutely incoherent, and so that they couldn't understand it, okay, and they would just move on, okay? I understand that you're trying to say humanity is abusing these inventions because we spend too much time in front of monitors like computers or cell phones, and as a result, we have forgotten to spend our time with others face to face. All right, so let's move on now. For example, an extensive study by Tecnológico de Monterrey showed that 7 of each 10 persons prefer to spend time in front of cell phones than, with an N, have a chat in person. Consistent with this line of thinking is that a considerable amount of new ways to socialize are not a good option. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that technology helps to join people, however, they are abusing or not. That makes no sense. It's the exact opposite of what you're saying. You're saying that it does not help join people. It just helps to isolate people. So this whole last sentence is incorrect. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that although man, get rid of the, discovered new ways to communicate with others, technology will improve this is the wrong word here, between people more easily than before. It is predicted that each year humans will find new communication modes that improve our life. All right, so since you are in favor of these new technological means to socialize, you have to reverse these 2 paragraphs, because the paragraph that you support should come second, and then the first paragraph should be the one where you talk about the side that you don't support. So you have to reverse that. There is a lot of incoherence here. I'm afraid that there was quite a bit I did not understand. I want you to be a little more careful with your grammar. I want you to work on it a little bit. So that will really help with the coherence and cohesion aspect as well. Go ahead and correct these, and let's see more essays from you. Good luck.